Introduction to Europe's Epic History. Before we start this amazing video, let me remind you to subscribe to our channel, The Maximus Traveler. Also make sure you watch the full video. Imagine standing on the precipice of time, gazing back over centuries where kings and empires rose majestically, only to crumble into the annals of history. This video is your time machine, whisking you through the storied past of Europe, a continent that has shaped the modern world with its dramatic history of rise, fall, and rebirth. From the rugged castles of medieval lords to the sophisticated parliaments of today, we embark on a journey through the annals of time woven by Europe's diverse cultures, tempestuous politics, and unyielding spirit of innovation. Sit back, take a cup of tea or coffee as we unfold the map of history, exploring the intricate maze of events that have sculpted European civilization. Prepare for a narrative spiced with wit, laden with facts, and as engaging as history can possibly get. Buckle up, it's not just a history lesson, it's a roller coaster ride through time. Dawn of civilization. The journey begins in the misty realms of prehistory, where the first European settlers etched their stories into the rugged landscapes with stone tools and ceremonial burials. The Neolithic Revolution brought about the first wave of agricultural societies in Europe, planting the seeds of structured communities. As we move into the Bronze Age, magnificent megaliths like Stonehenge stand as testament to the evolving complexity of European societies. These early Europeans were not isolated, they traded extensively with their neighbors, weaving a network of cultural exchange that stretched across the continent. This period set the stage for the rise of tribal confederations and the intricate multiplicities of cultures that would later define the historical narratives of Europe. The foundations of European civilization were laid with each stone of these ancient constructions and with each furrow ploughed in these fertile lands. Greece and Rome. The Classical Age was Europe's first great epoch, beginning with the shimmering city-states of Greece. It was a time of profound philosophical thought, spectacular artistic expression, and the birth of democracy. Figures such as Plato and Aristotle set the grounds for Western thought, while dramas and sculptures captured the human condition in its most divine and tragic forms. Across the sea, Rome rose from a humble village to a titanic empire, engulfing the Mediterranean and beyond. Its legions marched across continents, its politics shaped the future of governance, and its legal systems laid the groundwork for modern law. The Pax Romana, a period of unprecedented peace and stability, allowed for cultural and commercial exchanges that enriched the Roman Empire. As the Roman Empire expanded, it integrated a myriad of cultures under its rule, setting a precedent for a cultural and political melting pot. However, this expansion sowed the seeds of its own demise, as managing such a vast territory proved increasingly unwieldy. Turmoil and Transition. The collapse of the Roman Empire ushered in the Dark Ages, a period often painted with a broad brush of decline. However, this era was more a transformation than a fall, where old Roman cities morphed into medieval settlements, and new powers began to emerge. Barbarian tribes such as the Franks, Visigoths, and Vandals carved out kingdoms from the Roman rubble, each contributing to the cultural quilt of Europe. This was also a time of significant migration, with groups moving across the continent driven by climatic changes and the lure of Roman wealth. The Church rose as a unifying force during these turbulent times, preserving knowledge and offering spiritual guidance. Monasteries became the custodians of learning, and the stage was set for the feudal systems that would define medieval Europe. The Feudal Order. Feudalism became the new societal backbone, a rigid hierarchy where land was the currency of power. Lords provided protection, peasants toiled the soil, and knights upheld chivalric values. The manorial system supported local economies, but life was no pastoral idyll. It was harsh, and famine and disease were frequent visitors. The Church wielded immense power, influencing kings and shaping medieval policy. Magnificent cathedrals rose, dominating the skyline and symbolizing the Church's central role in medieval life. Pilgrimages and crusades were spiritual adventures that also stirred the pot of European politics. Amidst this feudal system, the seeds of discontent were sown. The common folk, burdened by taxes and duties, nurtured a growing desire for rights and reforms, setting the stage for the tumultuous changes of the coming centuries. A Renaissance and Enlightenment. The Renaissance was a majestic awakening, a rebirth of the arts and sciences that illuminated the dark corners of medieval minds. Artisans like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo painted and sculpted their way into history, while explorers like Columbus expanded the boundaries of the known world. The Enlightenment furthered this quest for knowledge, challenging the dogmas of the past and promoting reason and empirical evidence. Philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau debated the rights of man, influencing the burgeoning democratic ideals that would soon reshape Europe. This era was not just about cultural flourishing, but also about the seeds of modernity being sown. The scientific revolution changed our understanding of the universe, and the social contract proposed new ways of governing. Ages of empires. Europe's appetite for expansion knew no bounds, and the Age of Empires saw European powers extend their influence across the globe. The British, Spanish, French and others, driven by a mix of economic ambition and religious zeal, set sail to distant shores, claiming lands and forging empires. The impact was profound and often devastating. Colonies were established on every continent, and the wealth generated from these vast empires flowed back to Europe, funding further cultural and industrial growth. However, this was also a period marked by exploitation and the harsh realities of colonial rule. The maps of the world were redrawn during this age, and the global balance of power began to shift. Europe was at the center of this world, for better or for worse, setting the stage for the modern geopolitical landscape. Revolutions and reforms. The wind of change blew fiercely through Europe in the form of revolutions. The French Revolution, with its cry of liberty, equality, fraternity, dramatically demonstrated the power of the people over the monarchy, changing the political landscape forever. Following this, the 19th century was riddled with revolutions, each part of the struggle for political and social reform. These upheavals were a response to the inequalities of the time, and they set the stage for the development of the modern nation-state and the gradual spread of democracy. Reforms followed revolutions, as governments began to implement changes to quell the discontent. Labor laws, voting rights and social policies evolved, slowly shaping more equitable societies. This era of reform laid the groundwork for the modern social welfare systems seen in Europe today. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a game-changer, catapulting Europe to new heights of technological and economic power. Steam engines, factories and railroads transformed the landscape, turning sleepy towns into bustling industrial cities. This revolution was not just about steam and smoke, it fundamentally changed the social fabric. The rise of the working class and the urbanization of society brought new challenges and opportunities. Europe became the workshop of the world, its products reaching every corner of the globe. However, this rapid industrialization had its dark side. The working conditions in factories were often brutal, and the environmental impact was severe. The response to these challenges led to the rise of trade unions and environmental awareness, shaping policies that are still relevant today. The World Wars. The 20th century was scarred by the two world wars, cataclysms that reshaped Europe and the world. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 set off a chain reaction, plunging Europe into years of conflict that would come to be known as the First World War. The Treaty of Versailles, intended to ensure peace, instead set the stage for further conflict. The economic hardships and political turmoil of the interwar years led to the rise of totalitarian regimes in Germany, Italy and elsewhere, culminating in the outbreak of World War II. These wars were devastating, with millions of lives lost and entire cities reduced to rubble. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters of human history. Post-war, Europe had to rebuild both physically and psychologically, leading to significant political and economic shifts, including the formation of the United Nations and the beginning of the Cold War. Cold War. Europe post-World War II. Europe was a continent divided, literally and ideologically. The Iron Curtain separated the communist East from the capitalist West, setting the stage for several decades of cold conflict known as the Cold War. This period was marked by political tension, nuclear arms races, and proxy wars around the world. Europe was the front line, with events like the Berlin Airlift, the Hungarian Revolution, and the construction and eventual fall of the Berlin Wall symbolizing the intense rivalry. Despite the divisions, this period also saw significant advancements in science and technology, including the space race. The Cold War shaped much of today's political and social landscape in Europe, leading to the eventual fall of communism in Eastern Europe and the reunification of Germany. Integration and expansion. In the aftermath of the World Wars, the need for a united Europe was clearer than ever. The European Union, or EU, was established with the aim of promoting economic cooperation and preventing further conflicts among its members. What began as a modest economic union has grown into a significant political entity. The EU has expanded over the years to include many Eastern European countries, promoting policies on human rights, environmental protection, and economic regulations. The introduction of the euro as a common currency and the Schengen Agreement for borderless travel are milestones of integration. However, the EU faces its own challenges, including economic disparities among member states, the complexities of Brexit, and the ongoing debates over sovereignty and national identity. The journey of the EU continues to be one of the most intriguing experiments in regional cooperation. Modern challenges and future prospects. Today, Europe stands at a crossroads, grappling with various contemporary challenges. The influx of refugees, the rise of nationalist movements, and the impacts of climate change are testing the resilience and adaptability of European societies. Despite these challenges, Europe continues to be a global leader in various fields, including renewable energy, technological innovation, and human rights. The future of Europe may be uncertain, but its capacity for reinvention and resilience is undeniable. As we look ahead, Europe's journey through time continues to be a fascinating narrative of human endeavor, struggle, and triumph. Our conclusion: our journey through the annals of European history reveals a continent perpetually in flux, each era contributing to the rich mosaic that defines modern Europe. Through wars, revolutions, and unification, Europe has demonstrated an unparalleled ability to rise from the ashes of its past, continually striving towards a future marked by unity and diversity. Europe's history is not just a series of dates and events, it's a vibrant saga of human experience, aspiration, and sometimes stark warning. It teaches us about the complexities of human society and the perpetual quest for progress and stability. As we reflect on this journey, Europe's past achievements and future prospects stand as a testament to the enduring spirit of a remarkable continent. Europe Unveiled, a journey through time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel, The Maximus Traveler. Bye-bye for now.